But there's one thing I love more than getting my pitch over the plate. And that is getting over this plate in Casa Ole. It's like a fiesta in Casa Ole. Casa Ole, fresh today, every day. You get a free child's play, put your sticker stuff from any Astros game. Casa Ole, fresh today, ole, every day. Casa Ole, ole.
It's episode 197, which I know I feel like we've talked about this more and more lately, but it's still crazy that we're coming. I mean, we're over 200 episodes when you count like bonus stuff and other shenanigans.
And if you think about all the time that we've taken off and not recorded, that the amount of episodes that it could have potentially been is astronomical.
Yeah, no, we should be up around 500 if we were, I don't know, professionals.
We give our all, and we can only give it in its short bursts. It's too bright to be something that just keeps going. We don't want to go through the motions, even though we kind of do on the episode, but we don't want to overall.
50% of the time we give it 100%. That's how we roll here at Lima Time.
Yeah, 50% we give, probably 50% of the 50%. So whatever comes at.
Add all that up. The Astros just swept the Braves, which I don't know that we would have predicted based on the first maybe 10 games of the season. Yeah. 7-3 in their last 10. That's tied for the second best record in their last 10. In all of baseball, the Baltimore Orioles are 8-2 in their last 10. The Astros, Rays, a couple other teams are 7-3.
Well, the Rangers get to keep playing the A's somehow. I feel like they've only played the A's this season. So
they played 21 games and 18 of them again.
Man, they put one on them.
They did. So I mean, whatever. I'm
still not worried about it.
Yeah, that was gonna be my first question. Like, how raised is the eyebrow when you see the Rangers and their record?
I mean, not their record. It's more what they're doing. They're hitting the ball, and they've got the pitching potentially to back it up. So they've got all the pieces that could potentially be put into place. But I mean, I don't know. The record really doesn't mean much right now. But they're scoring a bunch of runs. Yeah,
they have a plus 60 run differential in 21 games. That's pretty. They are 4-5 against teams that are at or above 500.
So that's where it separates from the mediocre from the greats.
Well, there's go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, did you see where the A's have surpassed the 1899 Cleveland Spiders as with a minus 100 run differential in the first month, which is absolutely insane. I mean, so that basically, and that Spiders team was the worst baseball team of all time. I mean, it's thrown around there. It's hard for me to talk about anything from the 1899, but I mean, that team they had a minus 95 run differential, but the A's have surpassed that. I mean, that's just, we knew they were going to be bad, but I mean, God damn.
when you are doing things that haven't been done since William McKinley was president.
Yeah.
That is rather impressive.
Yeah, I want to 5 years before the 1904 World's Fair, where just the most retarded people of all time.
That thing was nuts. That was absolutely ridiculous.
Fun times.
Of course, the Angels get the A's for the next 4 games. I want to see like how, because I've not been paying. I've been paying attention to the Astros like maybe 80%. My students take the STAR test this week. So that's where my focus has been. The A's beat the Angels on opening day, which is extremely on brand for both Oakland and Anaheim. Then they followed that up by losing the next 2 games to the Angels. They lost 2 out of 3 to Cleveland, all 3 to Tampa. They took 1 out of 4 from Baltimore.
That's it.
The Mets got him for 3. The Cubs got him for 3. They just beat the Rangers on Friday.
Oh, they got 4 wins. Oh,
they lost 18-3 yesterday. I mean, they've given up 10 plus runs in 9 of their like 21 games.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And then 11 out of 21 if you want to go like if they've given up 8 or more runs. That's so bad.
Yeah, and you'd think that they would want to ramp up to Las Vegas, that they would try to want to have a product. I mean, I don't know. They'd just be all-time bad, get some draft picks, and rebrand in Vegas. I mean, there's got to be that's got to come into play somehow with the organization.
Is Billy Beane still there, or is he pissed off to Liverpool or wherever?
I don't know. I think so. I mean, I don't, but I have no idea. They've been poorly run for quite some time, and I think that might be more reflective on management than it is. On ownership than it is.
This feels like an ownership issue.
When you don't have money to pay anybody, you can't do your job. You can't do anything. You have a terrible stadium with possums living in it that you can't bring in, which is hilarious. You can't bring free agents there. It's just not. You're never going to do anything.
No,
it sucks.
What Vegas? They've scored 2 or fewer runs in 10 of their 21 games. They've scored in games where they've scored 7+ runs. They are 1-3. So even when they do score runs, like their pitching does not build. Like this is worse. I'm actually interested in this, in doing kind of a deep dive on like the 2023 A's versus 2013 Astros.
The A's are going to be worse. They're going to be much worse, I think.
I think they might be.
Yeah.
I mean, because name a current Oakland A. Name an Athletic.
Ooh, I don't think I can. That guy. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm looking at it. I could have named one for sure. It turns out that I could have named 2.
Let's see. Matt Olson. Oh, he's a Brave. Oh, Matt Chapman. Oh, he's a Blue Jay. Let me see. Yeah, all their good players. Yeah, I don't. Who's that guy that played the guy that got in the fight that got tackled? That was our player that was in the
Ramon Laureano. That's 3. I could have named 3.
Yeah, that guy. Mark Mulder.
Barry Zito.
Yeah. I can name the whole the entire Moneyball team if I need to.
Kevin Youkilis.
Yeah. No, he's more of a Red Sox to me, but that's neither here nor there.
No, that's fair. Tony Kemp. Former Astros great Tony Kemp.
Is he there?
Yep. Still has been there for quite some time.
No, I thought he was with he went somewhere else, I thought. I don't know.
He's currently hitting 162.
That's pretty good. All right, so we can name a few. So that's
and then Ramon Laureano and then Aledmus Diaz.
Oh man, that sucks for him.
Currently hitting 139. He is 10 for 72.
It's got to be a terrible clubhouse to be in. just the facilities are shitty, your team's shitty. You're just like, this sucks. The season just started. So, I mean, it becomes a whole different thing. The grind becomes a whole different thing when you're terrible and there's no hope. There's no light. You're just, I guess, just trying to play onto another. Hopefully you can get another job somewhere else. And that's all you can play for. Cause that's,
yeah, you're playing to get traded or released or whatever. Oakland is 4-18.
You got to play home games with people banging those damn drums.
With the 17 people,
if they still even go,
it's louder somehow because it echoes off the empty seats in the outfield. So just for comparison, and this is just kind of how bad it is for Oakland. They're 4-18. They're 10.5 back.
That's not bad.
I mean, we're still it's like 8 days until May, and they're already almost 11 games back. Kansas City is 5-16, but the AL Central is so bad that they're only 6.5 back. Like there's some divisions that you can get away. There's every team in the AL East is above 500. Like there's some divisions that you can get away with to put it charitably, a slow start. The AL West is not one of those divisions.
Yeah, no, not even close. Now when you have more, I mean, the Mariners were hovering around where we were. I don't know. They had a kind of a slow start too. I don't know. We're playing better now, so I don't know where they still are.
They're 10-11. They are 10-11. They are 6-4 in their last 10 games.
That's exactly where I would say that they probably should be.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll all balance out. But yeah, the A's are not great. So shout out to them.
And then Houston, we open a series at Tampa Bay where the Rays are that's right, 13-0. Yeah,
well, they're good. They're good. So we'll beat them.
The Rangers go to Cincinnati because that's how the scheduling shakes
when
out.
they need wins down the stretch or something, when the schedule will balance out in that form.
Yeah,
They seem to be playing all these
plays.
bad teams off the rip. So the Rangers, it'll all come back to the earth.
So just the Rangers go to Cincinnati, then they have the Yankees and Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks are good this year.
They are, yeah. It's one of those weird 2-game series, and then they go to Anaheim, to Seattle, and then 4 games with Oakland again.
Well, that's division. We're gonna get all the Oakland things too, so we know. But yeah, the 2-game things are as annoying to me as anything in baseball. I don't know.
They only have 2 after that Oakland series that I just mentioned. They have 2 more series the rest of the year with Oakland.
Yeah, see, they're knocking that out. I'd like to get them down the stretch when there's you need you're tired and you can just put it on autopilot and get a couple of W's.
They end, not that it really matters, but because it's too early to do this, but their last few series, they're at Toronto, at Cleveland, home against Boston, home against Seattle, at Anaheim, at Seattle. Like
That's a tough stretch.
Yeah, that's maybe not ideal. The Astros, we start to, I don't know, we go to Tampa Bay, home against Philly, home against San Francisco, at Seattle, at Anaheim.
We've had a murder's gauntlet starting out with these. I mean, we were worried about the Blue Jays and the Braves, and now coming in playing well as we always do. As we always do against good teams. So that's nice to see, but it doesn't stop. Those are all good teams.
Yeah. Where did they go? June 23rd to the 25th, the at Dodgers series. That should be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I wish we just could like boycott a series, but no, actually we don't want to play them. Just don't even give them the chance.
The Astros end their season with home against Oakland, at Kansas City, home against Baltimore, home against Kansas City, at Seattle, at Arizona.
Well, okay. Well, we could be down 10 games and win the division.
That's true. Absolutely true.
Well, that's nice to hear. So yeah, when I say it always balances out, it always does. So
and especially this year, like in the past, you couldn't really look at that. I mean, I guess you could because you're playing the same.
It's not much difference. And I mean, it's a series and a half less division games or something.
Yeah, but everybody's playing the same teams. Like it could be that you just get because if they rotated, like the AL West would play the NL East one year, then the Central,
right,
then the NL West. And so like, but now everyone just plays everybody. So you basically have the exact same schedule. Like I like it. I initially was like, it's bullcrap. Because
I like it too.
Everything Rob Manfred decides, but I like it.
Yeah, and you get to see every player in 2 years. At home you could go watch any player in the league, which is something that always bummed me out about stars in the National League. Not only did I feel like I was unfamiliar with them, you just don't get to see any of that. So it's nice you can go see some of these guys in the other league. So that's fun. That's fun, and you get to see how you stack up against every single good team in the league. So yeah, I mean it's a good thing he did. And I think so far, I think the rule change is pretty good, but I think that he got power hungry, he has bloodlust, so he's gonna try to find. Now he's like, well, this might work. Let me tinker more. So he's definitely gonna ruin it somehow.
The longest game the Astros have played this year. Game number 5, Monday, April 3rd against Detroit, 11 innings, 3 hours, 21 minutes.
Yeah, it's like a normal time from last year. Yeah, it's been very nice. The game ends right when you're like, I feel like, at least for me, my attention span. It's just like, it's like it's right where it should be. It's like, all right, there's not that there's really ever waning interest, but that's something that I've noticed where it's just like, oh, this is nice. And you look at the time, it didn't take up all your day or all night. So I think it's pretty great.
The Saturday, April 22nd game was the shortest of the year, 2 hours, 22 minutes.
Yeah, these were quick.
That's going on soccer, it's timed, but you can sort of carve out 2 hours for a Premier League game. And that's not much longer, but they've only had 3 games go longer than 3 hours.
That's perfect.
And it was the 3 games right in a row, like April 1st, April 2nd, April 3rd. So that's cool. as far as when it comes to the postseason, like I don't care if it takes 5.5 hours.
Yeah, it's so stressful.
I
That's just too much for me. It really is it's a little too intense. Especially for at least us as Astros fans, how it's been, where it's like you're going the distance, you're going as far as possible, so it's as long and as many games, and they're just, like that Seattle game. Oh man,
the
takes it out to you. Yeah, and then then any close game is terrifying. So it's, I don't know. I just feel like it's just on the edge of your seat the entire time, but maybe that's just more indicative of how I am as a fan when I'm watching.
No, I can't. I'm not allowed to go. Why? Like, if there's a watch party, like I'm not allowed to go. Like, Kami will not let me watch Astros playoff games in public.
I have to. We have to figure out a way to watch a game and do something. I want to see you just absolutely erupt. But then we can win. Like, have one bad thing happen where you lose it, and then nothing else bad happens. I don't get mad. I'm just like, I'll pace and stuff, but I don't really react. But I might say a curse word and yell a slur or something, but I won't. But I don't like lose my temper or like break TVs like they always. It seems like it's always a Dallas Cowboys fan. It's always punching the TV. Almost every time it's a Dallas Cowboys fan just breaking a TV, and they're just like, "What, Tyler? Why did you do that?" Just like, shut the hell up, woman. Goddamn Ezekiel Elliott, thank God he's out of here. And then so that's it's a little fun little character thing I'm working on. So Yordan Alvarez is the greatest player to ever live, and it shouldn't surprise us that he keeps coming through, but he keeps coming through, and it is surprising that how great he is somehow.
Yeah,
every time. He did it again today. Just every at bat.
I did a quick a little baseball reference search and found the most RBIs in the first 20 games of a season by an Astro. And Yordan has the top 2 spots. Like this year is 27. That's the most. I need to expand it to the rest of. I wonder what I'll do that here in a second. So he broke his own record of 25 RBIs in the first 20 games of the season from 2019. Then it's Lance Berkman with 24 and 02. Then Cesar Cedeno with 23 in 1974. Nice. Then Richard Hidalgo with 22 in 2004.
Yes, Dick Hidalgo. That's awesome. Did you have the broadcast on?
No, I didn't. I took a nap where I woke up and couldn't remember my name. Like, it was one of those.
I need one of those. Blummer was talking about. Well, they were talking about high leverage, and I don't know. It might be Baseball Reference that's doing it. High leverage at bats.
Yeah,
that keep track of. And Yordan had like a. I think this was even before today. It was like a 2,000 OPS. in high leverage at bats, because all he does is hit walk offs and come through. So that's something. It was something like that. It's insane.
I'm all right. I've got Baseball Reference working right now. No, it's like, why do you? I guess you want to. They sent the guy out. The Braves sent Minter, yeah, and he's the one that gave up the bomb on Friday. Like, I guess you want to know, because the Braves are looking at they're looking at a pennant. They're looking at going to the World Series again. So you want to see what your guys have against Yordan Alvarez. But
he's their lefty. He's their guy in that spot. So it's almost like that way of thinking. Snickers, yeah, he's like, he has got to put him in there, but it's counterintuitive because he dominates left-handed pitching. So it's like, this is who I use here, and I should have the matchup, but it's just not.
You're just not gonna. The Minter versus Yordan that's an automatic L. Like, that's just how that's gonna go.
And today, and they talk about this on the broadcast as well, where it's when he was announced and the bases were loaded, it was you could hear like a collective groan. It was like. Like, he was like, and you know that as Albert Pujols used to do it. You just like, oh, God damn it. We know what's about to happen here. We've experienced it. This is not good. And then of course it does.
Yeah.
But just like he's flipping games, the games that are the whole game, not being able to do anything, not being able to really put anything together. And it just erases that deficit, just instantly. So, instantly. I think that's the thing about this team that's been different from other years. Not that they, obviously they've been clutch and they have these walk-off wins in the postseason, but that's that come from behind wins and late heroics. That's something that, like, teams like the Mariners have hung whole seasons on where that became their personality. So they just kept winning those games. If this team has that, I mean, I think they have it anyway, that they're never out of it. So, I mean,
yeah,
but just to have that extra confidence, knowing that, oh, we keep doing this, I think that snowballs. And then the rest of the league's really in trouble. If they're, then they could play bad all game and be able to overcome it just by belief alone. So, I mean, it's pretty cool, pretty tight.
At the point where you've been to 6 straight ALCSs, where you've taken down your first round opponent 6 straight years, and you came. I mean, the only one that 2018, that was the Red Sox.
Red Sox murdered us.
They were definitely cheating. Joe West,
for sure, cheating.
Joe West helped.
Yes, but they were better. They were better that whole year. I mean, they were cheating, obviously, but they that was a good Red Sox team.
Yeah, they were right. And then 2020 was the Mickey Mouse year with Tampa Bay in an empty stadium. Like that's it. Like, you've been to the World Series at some point you just know, like, no, we can win this game. We might not, but we can.
Well, they kind of
probably going to.
Yeah, for sure. But in 2020 they were. I mean, they were unwatchable. I mean, the sport as a whole was unwatchable as far as I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. Fucking Cookie Monster cut out. I mean, I don't need to see the goddamn Cookie Monster behind home plate. It's not funny.
I'm sure we talked
professional
about this.
baseball, but the Astros just turned it on in the postseason. They're just like, no, we are the Astros. We're good again. And almost went to another almost won another pennant just by flipping a switch. I mean, it's insane.
They went to Game 7, didn't it? Didn't that go 7 games?
Yeah, they were down 3-0
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, that's right. I'm sure we talked about this, but it's been a few years. But did I tell you about? I lost a bet in 2016. I was so excited and so confident that the 2016 Astros were going to finish the job the 2015 Astros did.
Yeah.
That I bet my brother-in-law that the Astros would finish ahead of the Rangers, and that definitely didn't happen. And so in order to pay off the bet, I had to wear an Adrian Beltre jersey and let my brother-in-law take a picture of me wearing it.
There's worse things. Beltre's the man. So at least it wasn't. At least it wasn't an Odor jersey.
Yeah, that's true. And then in 2020, you could pay $50 or whatever and they put your cardboard cutout in the seats. He paid the $50 to have me in a Beltre jersey, like, in the outfield. Like, people saw it.
Respect. That's
yeah. I'm like, I can't even be mad about that.
No, that's too good.
He waited 4 years. I mean, he took advantage of an opportunity 4 years later. Like, how do you get
can't
upset?
Trust anybody anybody who has the long con vision. Like, I mean, just the discipline alone. But it's actually more disconcerting than it is something to praise. That's very scary. Anybody capable of doing that, that you need to watch. That if you cross them in any way, that could be very, very detrimental.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this, and I don't know how closely you're paying attention to the rest of the league.
Not very well at all. Okay,
so that's good. That's gonna lead into this next little segment perfectly. I'm gonna give you the division. I'm gonna give you the record. You tell me what team it is.
Okay.
All right. So this is an NL Central team that is 8-13. Who is it?
St. Louis Cardinals.
That is the St. Louis Cardinals. They have played 16 of their 21 games against teams that were above 500. That's fairly unlucky. This NL Central team is 16-7.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
That is the Pittsburgh Pirates. So this is not as fun as I thought it might be.
Sorry that just when it's time for me, trivia or something comes on, my senses are heightened. No, I kind of knew that the St. Louis was struggling, and I knew that Pittsburgh was off to a good start. That's about all I had, and I just took a flyer on it.
This AL East team is 14-7. They are second place.
Baltimore Orioles.
That is the Baltimore Orioles. Once again, this is
I didn't pull it up or anything. I'm just gonna.
We should probably have notes that we shared before. This NL East team is in third place and is 12-10.
12-10 in the East. Yeah, I don't know, the Nationals.
It's not the Nationals. It is the Miami Marlins, the Fighting Gurriels.
Okay.
This NL West team is 12-11 and in second place.
Is that the Diamondbacks?
No, the Arizona is 12-10, half game up on the 12-11.
Okay, yeah. Oh, the Dodgers, yeah. Okay, that's what I knew it was one of the. Okay, yeah.
So the Dodgers are 6-6 at home. They're 6-5 on the road, plus 19 run differential. Like they're. I mean, the Astros are 12-10. Like you can't.
Based on where they started, that rules. I mean, I can't. All you gotta do is hover around 500. So that's yeah. I mean, that's. But the Dodgers, that division, the Dodgers, they're saying that that division has the kind of the span from top to bottom is kind of shrunk. Padres, with the Padres being better and the Giants are good. The Dodgers, it's not going to be smooth sailing as it has in Diamondbacks. I mean, that's a pretty tough division, as it used to be kind of a cakewalk for them.
Yeah, this right as of right now, it is Arizona in first, LA half game back, and the Padres are a game and a half back. But Arizona's playing San Diego right now. So
yeah, well, good. Anything, I mean, I don't really like to root against anybody, just to one of my principles, but the Dodgers are one team where it's just like, you know what, it's not even the players' fault. It's really just their stupid fans. But I mean, that's just just the hypocrisy, everything we've talked about it ad nauseum, but the hypocrisy and just everything about that organization, I will hate them forever.
This AL East team is in tied for third, 13-9. I guess you have your pick of two, and we've already done one of them, so whatever. And Tampa Bay is not 13-9, so
yeah. So I mean, I get the Yankees.
The Yankees and Blue Jays are tied for third and 13-9. This is bizarre. The Yankees have played 22 games. 16 of them have been at home.
Okay.
Toronto has played 22 games. 6 of them have been at home.
Well, that's because Rogers Centers, they was getting some upgrades that weren't quite done, if I believe is what's happening with them.
Oh, that makes sense.
But the Yankees, there's no reason they should get. Who knows? And they got to play. They got to make up the game. They got to play the other ones on the road. So I mean, it's a stretch that you're like, why is that happening? But it's going to happen the other way at some point. So
yeah, it's gonna. I mean, it's gonna. You have to play 81 home games. I guess the Yankees are just going to play them all up front.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. I mean,
Kansas City has played 21. They're playing the Angels right now, but they're in Anaheim, which is Kansas City's 1-12 at home. That makes
ideal. 2015 a little bit more upsetting now. Anytime that, how they're just they catch lightning in a bottle for a couple of years and then they're just bad again, as they have been forever, other than 85.
Yeah.
Or whatever year it was that they were good.
That was 85.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's for upsetting.
Yeah. So Baseball Reference doesn't want to show me who has the most RBIs in the first 20 games of a season. So we'll come back to that. Oh, my internet quit. That's why. That's great. On my laptop anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Baseball's still baseball.
Baseball is weird, and that's why we love it.
I'm trying to think what it was nice to see Abreu come in back-to-back days, get saves.
Was that
Wesley resting? So that's nice.
Was his job on Friday? Was it Friday's game where he came in with the bases loaded and like nobody out and got out of it?
Yeah.
Was that the most impressive relief performance that you can remember, or is there one that you can remember? You're like, no,
are you talking about the Toronto game? That's I want to talk about. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. That incredible swing. I don't know if you were paying attention to the what night that was.
It wasn't Friday.
It was Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, so I knew it was last week.
It's what's we're up 2-1, and the bases are loaded. Oh yeah, the Montero, was it Montero that walked? Yeah, I guess it was Montero walked the bases loaded.
Yeah,
and George Springer's up.
Oh, smoked it at Bregman.
Yeah. And Abreu comes in and he got Springer, Guerrero, and whoever the other guy in that
Bichette.
Yeah, Bichette. Come out and got out of that inning, and we unscathed. And then they end up scoring runs, which is insane. That swing, another crazy swing where it's like I was in the car and I turned it off. I turned it off right when he walked the bases loaded because I was like, I know this story. I've seen it. They score and I'm upset. And by the time I park or just get inside the house, it's like 8-1 or whatever. It's like I don't even know how it's even possible. It's crazy. So, but Abreu's the man.
Abreu is the man, and I mean, you don't replace. So Rafael, you don't move it to where you demote Presley. I don't think that's not the kind of guy that Dusty is.
Presley's fine. I think he just needed a rest.
He actually. So let's look at Montero. Let's look at.
Overall, very good. He had a little shake, but I mean, Montero was so good in the postseason last year. Like, we need to chill out on freaking out on these relievers. They do deserve some sort of margin for error. Like, they're allowed to have mistakes. They're human.
He had a clean inning yesterday. He's pitched in 10 games, assuming he didn't pitch today, and I don't know if he did or not.
He was getting. They had him warm up because Abreu actually walked the first two guys and then turned it on. So
he's had seven scoreless appearances. He's given up a hit in 8 of his 10 relief outings, but was able to kind of limit.
It's fine. Don't let him score runs. Limit
the damage. He's given up 1 home run, and that was opening day. To the White Sox. But I mean, like, no, it's what's weird is if you look at this early in the season, if you look at ERA, it can be skewed because you just haven't pitched that many innings.
For sure.
Presley got like a week off, didn't he?
No, I mean, I think he had to pitch 3 or 4 days in a row, and they were just giving him.
No, I mean in the last couple of weeks. I'm looking at it.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I kept seeing him in spots where it wasn't a safe situation. I was like, why is he in? It was just to get him work. So I don't know.
Yeah. April 11th, he gave up 3 earned runs in a third of an inning.
That was the blown save. Yeah,
the Pittsburgh game, and then he didn't pitch again until April 18th. So he had a week off. And then he's pitched. He pitched the 18th, 19th, and 21st. So and
they have a governor on his innings, and rightfully so when you have Abreu and you have the ability to do that. So I have no problem with it.
Yeah, he pitched the 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th. 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th. So he'd been out there four games in 8 days. So give him some time off.
And and you're grooming, and not for lack of a better term. I guess that's not always referred. It's not always been defined for pedophiles or whatever. But you're getting. I mean, you're getting a potentially another closer, some confidence. Even though I would like to see Abreu go the other way, maybe. Try to stretch him out and start maybe, but that's neither here nor there.
Abreu yesterday was his 26th birthday. Happy birthday, Brian Abreu. We know you listen. So
they loved it. That's what he did for his party. There was a celebration. They gathered around a small Bluetooth speaker and just took in the cast. They loved it. And it was outdated because we haven't done an episode. So it was the one from the Blue Jay. Yeah, I don't know. Ever since we did the one when I was in the car, they've been pretty damn good.
Yeah, no, we need to do that. That's the Slum Buster.
They've lost one since then, so that's pretty good.
The Astros are 7-4 in games in which Brian Abreu pitches, and that includes the somehow he got the blown save in a game against the Twins.
Yeah, he did.
So he only pitched the 6th. I don't know, giving someone a blown save in the 6th inning, that's brutal. I don't know about that. I don't like that.
Yeah, more trouble in Minnesota. What else is new?
Yeah.
Pretty good. So you're focused on the star test. You're focused on not having your team be relegated.
Yeah, no, I'm very, very concerned that I'll be watching Leeds United play Swansea on Tuesdays on ESPN Plus and not. So basically, if if Leeds United lose Tuesday against Leicester, like that's panic time.
Leicester is very bad though, so they're
extremely bad. But they beat Wolves today. Like, it doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that would be very stressful. I mean, that sucks. If that as a possibility. But
did you watch Manchester United today?
No, but I was following it because I'm excited for a Manchester Derby for the FA Cup. That's pretty fun.
For the first time ever. I'd never. I mean,
Yeah,
I know they were good
we
and bad.
4-0. We lose to that another super team. But we'll see.
And then Wednesday is like the biggest game of the. If you're not counting Wrexham, Notts County from last week,
wasn't that just so nice? Wasn't that? I mean, that was just. And yeah, you got Rob McElhenney's crying and has tears, and it's just what a moment.
So fun.
We know they're going to do it. You knew just from watching the little docuseries. I was like, oh, they've got something there, and they're going to do it because they have the money and they have the resources they want to do it. And if your ownership wants to win and wants to you can do it.
Yeah,
so that's fun to see that they're going to rise to the ranks. That's really fun.
And so I think because ESPN has the rights to like the football league, meaning like everything from the championship to League Two.
Really?
Like I think I know championship games are on ESPN.
Which is you have to get Plus and stream it or whatever.
Yeah, I think that it would be possible to watch Wrexham games next year.
I would like that, and I would also like to have them make more merch so I can buy a damn jersey.
I've been trying to get Kami one for months, and it's just constantly sold out.
Yeah, you got it's 6. You have the TikTok on the front, which is tight, but the colors are great. I mean, I just want to support the club, but yeah, it sucks. I can't. I'm gonna have to buy an illegal bootleg one.
I bought Kami a knockoff hoodie on Amazon. It just says Wrexham and has a dragon on it, and I'm like, close enough. Sorry, honey. Like as soon as they make more stuff, I'll buy it. Yeah, I mean it just seems like that they're missing out on such a big revenue stream that they could have just by having having their entire team shop sold out is not ideal. I understand where you're coming from. It's like nobody's even gone in there. They have no inventory. Obviously, you're not thinking of international sales, but you should have been ready for this. Yeah, you have to know. Like your show is going to be on TV. Popular. Yeah, you're on Hulu or however. It was on FX. I mean, it was on FX. Yeah, that's right. I watched it on Hulu. Because I don't have. Yeah. I mean, that's what that means. More and more, less. I'm the cord cutter that pays more than I did for cable with all the streaming services I'm subscribed to. Still less because DirecTV was fleecing, but yeah, I've never been happier. I don't watch. The thing I like about the cord cutting is, and before I would have said something like a homophobic slur or something bad. If I called somebody, oh, you're cutting the cord, you're too good for TV. What do you have sex with books or something? I'd say something like that. What do you like? What do you like to read or something? But I don't watch like mindlessly watch. I don't flip channels. I don't watch TV. I don't watch something that I don't absolutely make a concerted effort to watch. I don't watch anything bad. I don't just have the TV on, like watching. I mean, I don't have it on unless I'm. So that's something that's nice, where I can read and do other stuff. Where I'm like, I don't just before I feel like the TV was on no matter what, and it was finding something to watch even if I didn't want to watch anything. So right. Nice. I've been watching. I've been making having a highly curated YouTube subscription list. So if it comes up on recommended, then I know I'll go, okay, I'll probably want to watch it. And so Ben Foster, the goalkeeper from Wrexham, has a pretty popular YouTube channel that is absolutely phenomenal. The last few games, if you go, it's like the cycling GK. If you go to his channel, he puts a GoPro in the corner of the goal. No shit. Oh, that's so cool. And we'll have highlights and stuff. It's actually really so the last couple of videos that he's posted were when they beat Notts County, he had that crazy last minute penalty save. And then the promotion yesterday, it's all on his GoPro, and he's got it out there on the pitch, at halftime and after the game. It's really cool. I'm a sucker for access or something, or some sort, especially with sports, sort of footage where I'm just like, oh, this is something they've never really done that. I feel like they tried to make some attempts with putting the GoPro on football helmets, but they just kind of fell to the wayside because I just kind of would love to see just what people are looking at. So I think I know people hate it, but I love it when on Sunday Night Baseball when players are mic'd up. I do too. That's really cool. Catcher was a little bit tough because you're trying to. Well, I guess you don't have with the pitch comm. You're not necessarily calling the game, but I feel like that's something that
it's kind of tough for him to have a conversation with the batter right there, talk about what's going on.
Yeah.
The mask, he was kind of like this. But yeah, no, you get cool insight, and especially when you get guys that are, I guess what I mean. Of course, they're picking guys that can talk, but yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Well, like when Bregman was really good because he's just, I mean, exactly what you
Bregman
said.
was great.
He's smart and he's personable, and it just kind of gives everyone a chance to show off some like Anthony Rizzo.
I haven't seen a bad one, honestly. Obviously, everyone I've seen somebody do one, they were enjoyable. I'm like, oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, their PR, every team's PR team is doing a good job by making sure they don't get like a mouth breathing moron on there, like Jock Peterson. But Jock Peterson would herder his way through that. Kyle
Tucker's in there just trying to say as many slang words, and he's just like, he's honestly, if I make this catch, it would be heat. It'd be pretty sick if this. Oh, I can't make fun of sick because I say sick. Yeah, he's just
not mean.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I bought some Jordan. He's all in the Jordans now. God bless Kyle Tucker. He's becoming a man before our eyes.
He is.
No, I like. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's the interviewing managers while the game is going on. That's insane.
Absolutely. I don't get that.
They kind of stopped and they do the in between thing and kind of put it on a delay. I like that a little bit better, but it's fine. People just want to
access and seeing a different angle. That's fun.
Yeah, the miking them up and how they've kind of with the All-Star game and just having where that kind of stuff. That makes games like that fun. It's much better to go that route and just give you access and get a bunch of insight and have fun than going the other way and making it play for the right to host the World Series. It was just an insane route to go the opposite way to make it this intense to try to make it into something that's not. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I can't. I still can't believe
that's crazy.
That's something that actually happened.
Yeah, I saw you had a tweet earlier about your responding to somebody talking about the all the rule changes. I guess in the Atlantic League, is that what they were talking about?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and we've joked about this before, how they would the moats and the gladiator lions in on the trap doors, and you get one mega person in a trench coat, and you get a robot. You get that seems like that's kind of what they're doing, but that's fine. That's fine if you're experimenting.
It's an independent league. Like, make it as fun. Like, there's a 10-run home run ball. The steroids are legal. Like, just whatever. Like, the rules do not apply in this league. Do whatever you want to use a metal bat. Cool.
Is that the league the Savannah Bananas are in?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so you got to play a team. You're like, what? You're just a regular baseball team, and you're playing the guys, and they're all dancing. You're like, what the fuck is this? No, I know they have some. They're just the Globetrotters. I guess that's what they do. They're just. Do they play the same team? No, they can't because they came in and played. I don't understand it. They're just doing exhibitions all over because it's a different rules that they play because you have to do a TikTok dance to make it to first or something. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna have. They're the barnstorming team. Like that's what they do.
Yeah. I just got to see. I don't see some guy lip syncing to. I mean, it's crazy, but I mean, they've taken over. I'm not being a hater. For me, that's all the worst possible stuff that gets under my skin. But I'm glad that they're selling out places, and it's cool for the people that like that, which is usually seems to be mothers and single mothers seem to be. Seems to be a bunch of single moms. Oh, let's go to a baseball game. It'll be a fun thing to do, and they just can perv out on whatever TikTok player does a dance to Miley Cyrus or whatever.
No, so, I mean, whatever. That's what
I'm saying. I'm not trying to hate on that. It's just it's not for me.
Just manage my expectations. Like, if it's going to be just an absolute circus, then okay. Like, tell me up front. Like, don't make me think
it's going to be a circus. I can save you trouble. It is going to be a circus. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, but I mean that with anything. Like, yeah, am I going to go see am I going to go see a movie? How long is this movie? Like, I did that with Kami's in a play this weekend, and I was like, how long is this play? Just so I know. Because if I think it's going to be an hour and a half and it's 2 hours and it's not wrapping up, like, I'm going to get agitated.
100%. Its expectation is everything. If I know it's going to suck, I can mentally bring myself to the place and I can weather it. And of course, begrudgingly, and I'll be complaining the entire time at least to myself. But if I'm tricked, I feel like I've been fooled and you don't make a fool out of me. I'll be very upset if I'm sitting there and it's intermission and I've got another 3 hours. I used to do that. It's dance recitals and shit. I'm just like, what? I was like, what? Just like making fun. I was like, they need to cut this number. This is ridiculous. I mean, he's very upset just because there's nothing worse than having to watch other people's kids sing shittily. Like, just like this sucks. Or dance or whatever they're doing. I'm just like, this is terrible. So you're right on the expectation thing. That's a big part of it.
So yeah, she was like, no, it's 2.5 hours. So when
that's pretty rough, but I mean, that's manageable.
Pretty long. But when it was 9:30, I'm like, okay, there's like 30 more minutes. And it was good. I enjoyed it. But like, I was still like where I would have been like checking my watch every 15, 20 seconds. Like, I'm like, okay, I've got about, there's about 30 minutes left. And then at 10 o'clock, it was over. I'm like, that was enjoyable because I knew what to expect.
Yeah. I'm saying I'm checking my watch, and then I would have like the playbill or whatever. We have the list of the performers. I'm just like, oh, we're on this song, and I would just be constantly gauging how much it was going to inconvenience me later. Not even just being like, okay, we're on time. This seems okay. This is okay. This isn't bad. Maybe we'll get out of here. I mean, that's literally all I would be doing.
Yeah.
So that's fun. You should get her to be just like, hey, if you could timestamp exactly when your scenes are.
I'm gonna take a little nap, and then I'll set an alarm.
Speaking of GoPros, if you maybe stash a couple of GoPros on stage, I can't make it tonight, but I'll if you film that, I'll check it out.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
Get some angle, get some behind the scenes angle on the set. So that's pretty good. What play is she doing? And we'll get out of here.
It's called Crimes of the Heart. My issues with it had nothing to do with the performance. The performances. My issue was with the very existence of the play itself. Like, it could have been, it was, and so like the playwright, who I believe it's Beth Hansen.
Not Tennessee Williams. Tennessee Williams didn't write that.
It's not Tennessee Williams.
Okay.
But like, I was looking it up when I got home. I went Friday night, and when I got home, I was like, I've got some issues with this. And they were like,
what are the issues? Dude, tell me one quick issue before we get out of here.
It could have been half as long, because she's writing, and I was like, this is what a Northerner thinks that Southern people talk like. Like, this is, and so it was like every line was delivered. And again, this has nothing to do with the people that were in the play, because they were just following the script. And I ran lines with Kami, so like I can attest to this. But it was like, I am so mad. I could not be more mad. Like, they just repeated, like, every single line was like, I'm so frustrated. Ooh, I am so frustrated.
That's bad writing. That's not good.
And so it won like a Pulitzer Prize in 1981. And
81 people we barely knew. Racism was barely over.
And so I looked at her. She's like, compared to she writes in the Southern Gothic style, similar to Flannery O'Connor. And I'm like, get Flannery O'Connor's name out of your mouth. Like, you do not have the right to put those two people. Like, Flannery O'Connor is a freaking genius. Like, no one is in her category. And so like, the performance, the direction, the set was all extreme, was great.
Just the play itself was just dog shit. Just dog shit.
I hated it. I hated the script so much.
Well, I don't understand. I don't really understand. And of course, being a writer, you're writing in other people's voices. But if you don't really understand a kind of people or a way people talk, why would you even think about writing something? Well, about something that you're not familiar with. Why would you write? And if it's just crazy to even think in that standpoint. It seems like you'd be just already off kilter.
Here's the problem. She's from Jackson, Mississippi. And also had a long-term relationship with Needle-Nosed Ned from Groundhog Day, Stephen Tobolowsky.
Okay.
So like, how nobody talks like, nobody just repeats themselves like every single line. Like that is not a thing. Nobody does that.
No, yeah, they had to make fun of the character in Sandlot because he just kept saying the same thing twice. Yeah, it's not a thing people do. So that's all right. Well, that's a scathing review by the play star actor. You get some. This might go viral.
Maybe
after you Well, no, you were respectful of your wife's performance, but other than that,
everybody's performance was perfectly fine.
But the play itself and the lackluster.
The fact that the play exists, that's what gets me.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. That rules. All right. Well, I think we did it. Baseball, we covered it.
I love doing every time we've said this before, but every time I'm like, okay, yeah, we need to do this. Would I rather be watching, mindless YouTube things? Sure. And then we do it.
I've got a
like,
whole slew of those stuff that I'm gonna get to right after we turn this off. I'm gonna get back to my YouTube playlist for sure.
My stories. I gotta watch
my stories. That's right.
That's a good show.
I mean, yeah, it's just early on. We can give some reflection and some. I mean, they're good. And I did get a tweet after the last episode that how much better we are when the team's struggling, and that's very true. I mean, that's unfortunately us being outraged is more fun.
Yeah, we've been doing this for so long,
but they've been good for so long that we haven't really had the ability to. They haven't. Yeah, you've lost a couple of. I mean, really, they haven't had much heartbreak. The World Series was tough, but by then we don't really do much reflect. Yeah, we haven't had a whole season of struggling or to overcome other than that 2016 first year that we did it. And those episodes are just like, this team sucks. Nobody knows what they're doing. This is terrible. This is the worst thing that's ever happened. That was fire and brimstone, but they've been very good since. Yeah, I'd like to have at least a bad week where we lose all the games and we can kind of let loose a little bit. So that's fun, but
I distinctly remember an episode in 2016 where we were like, stop, it's April. Stop trying to win the pennant now. Like, you are pressing so much. Like, it's not just play. And yeah, there was the possum, the rally possum.
Yeah, that year was in the moment. It was fun recording it, but it was, that season was so frustrating, but it was fun. Looking back, we had so many. We started, we had JSD, we had the Possum King. We had a bunch of that team had a bunch of whole personalities.
Yeah.
That was
or non-personalities in JSDs. We had to invent a personality for JSD.
Yeah. Poor guy. Still, I don't even understand where that came from. People love it for whatever reason. I hated it. I hated it every time I said it. I was like, I wish I didn't make this up.
So funny.
All right. Well, this was more satisfactory than the 20 minutes in the car ride that we tried to put together. But yeah, we are back. So take that with a grain of salt.
But we'll do another one. Maybe in the middle of the week. Maybe next weekend. I don't know. We'll see.
I do kind of like that we pop up. You never know. You might not get it. Actually, I'd be furious if I was a listener. Again, I'm sorry. I do apologize. That's just kind of how we operate. We are. I know it's bad, and this is my apology to you, the listener. We do love that you listen. But I would be. If any of my podcasts that I regularly listen to just decided not to release on the release date, I would literally lose my shit. But we've made it known that we should not to be trusted. So you kind of going back to expectations. You should know that it's maybe we'll see.
Sometimes it's not going to work out. And we're not going to force it. If one of us isn't feeling it, then we're not going to do it. We are podcasting herpes. Like, there will be a Lima time flare up.
Yeah, but you'll never get anything fake from us. You won't get fake energy of us sitting there. You'll know exactly what we're doing, because if we can't do it, we don't do it. So,
yep.
Until next time. All right, man. Have a good week. Good luck with the STAR test. Make sure your funding is kept in case.
Yes.
Kept in place. All right. Goodbye. We did it. We did it again.
Another successful one.
Mediocre.
But it's one thing I love more than getting my pitch over the plate. And that is getting over this plate in Casa Ole. It's like a fiesta in Casa Ole. Casa Ole, fresh today, every day. Get a free child's play. We just take your stuff from any Astros game. Casa Ole.